Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Dapper Degens. My name is Josh Albrecht, and you know everyone else. And if you don't, go watch all the other episodes. I'm going to start this one by asking, how many of these have we done? What is this?
This is episode 7.
7.
I don't know.
Doesn't that feel like 1,000?
That's
Kind
what
of.
you
but
say
you
it like
don't
it's a
think.
bad thing.
No, it's a
Well-
great thing, but it's just like the fact that I can't remember like the
Yeah.
number. Like I feel like we just talk so much that I have to try compartmentalizing. Was that on an episode, or was that just like in the chat?
Or was
Right.
that
When did
a
that
phone
happen?
call?
Was that the
Was that
Right.
show?
Was that a video chat?
It could have been anything. We have so much to talk about in today's episode because we all did a lot of stuff over the weekend. But first and foremost, we got to start with Ross. Ross, your weekend was
Jam-packed.
awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I went to a football game.
Cool, man. All right, so I went to Disney and I brought the family along, and that was an experience. So we're also going to talk about you guys being at NYCC, but I'm going to selfishly talk about myself first.
Well,
So-
first off, we had the guest on plane ride with.
Yes,
Yeah.
How'd that go with the baby?
he was on. He was on. He didn't come off. It just
Oh, wow.
Hold
The
on,
entire
hold
time,
on.
huh?
he was
Is
fine
that like a
the whole time.
Milwaukee thing? Because I have no idea what the hell that means.
He was feeding.
Yeah.
Dan,
He was on
okay.
the-
Feeding from a breast, one of two breasts for 2.5 hours.
yeah.
he
Oh,
was
did
there.
you do the shield? You know the.
Yes.
Okay.
Heat shielded.
I did, and Julie was like, "You're bringing more attention. Will you stop?" And then I was like,
You should have a United blanket.
and then like she's like trying to like do everything, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't help. All right, and then the second I go to like just watching, my show on my phone, it's like, "Are you gonna help me?" Well, I don't. What do you want me to do? Can't do anything. I'm just
Did
I'm
your
just a
plane leave
useless
on time?
meat shield. It did. Well, actually, yes, it did. It did leave on time. Yep, we had
Yeah.
no problem.
Spirit life, baby.
For the audience,
the flight
later in
home.
the day, Ross will have vengeance on all of our spirit jokes.
I don't know. I
Does
mean,
he
it
though?
sounded like Ross already had a pretty good weekend. So,
Yeah.
but so we got to Disney. We got to Disney very, very late. Technically, it was Tuesday morning, and we stayed at French Quarter. And we check in, and we know that we're only there for one night, and then we're supposed to go to All Star Music. And we get into the room, and it's like so much bigger than what we're gonna go to. And they had the pack and play already all set up, and we put Jack in there, and we don't unpack anything because we know we got to leave the next morning. And Julie's up in the middle of the night feeding him, like she always has to. She's saying, I don't understand. It sucks. If you're a woman, you're breastfeeding, you deserve all the credit in the world. But, she leans over to me and she wakes me up and she goes, "I don't want to leave this resort." And I was like, we have to. So stop, right back to sleep. And then she was like, "I'm going to find out how much it would cost for us to just stay here." And I'm still like half out of it. I'm like, "Babe, whatever makes you happy, just go do. Just let me sleep. For the love of God, please." Just like, I'm worth nothing. What are you doing right now? And then she comes back, and I don't know the amount of time between this because I fell back asleep. So it could have been 2 hours. It could have been 10 minutes. I don't know. But then she wakes me up again, and she hands me a button that says "Celebrating Disney Magic." And I'm like, I don't understand why are you giving me this? And she says, "We're staying here." And I went, okay, so apparently we decided to spend more money that we definitely don't have to stay here. Cool. And then she explained how when she asked them, like, how much would it cost if we just stayed here? We have an infant and the room is bigger, and this would just be, we want to stay here. How much would it cost?
Yeah.
And they click-clacked on their computer, and we're on the phone, and yep, no problem. Hangs up the phone, says, "We're going to just let you stay in your room. And it's going to be
Nice.
for the same price as if you would have gone to All Star Music."
That's awesome.
I mean, awesome. Right off the bat, amazing moment. We got to stay at French Quarter the whole trip. The next day, go to bed, wake up. Julie, "Josh, turn off your alarm." I'm thinking to myself, well, we had the virtual queue. God, but my alarms were really loud. I'm like trying to fumble with my phone. I'm like, it's not my phone. I'm half asleep. I think it's like a wake up call on the phone, like on the phone in the room. I'm like chucking the phone across the room, like, shut it off. It's not going off. I finally wake up enough to be like, it's the fire alarm. 6:50 in the morning, the fire alarm goes off in the room.
It's a really good virtual queue alarm.
The only person who didn't wake up was Jack. Incredible.
Wow.
The 2-month-old sleeps through it, no problem. A kid won't sleep no matter what I do. Fire alarm goes off. He's out. Insanity. So we're up super early, and we end up getting the virtual queue for Tiana's, and that kind of leads into this day, because this was the one mistake I made on the whole trip. Was we got the virtual queue on the same day where we already had lightning lanes bought for Tiana's, and I was like, Jordy really wants to do Tiana. It's his birthday. Let's just ride it twice. Like, let's just do this. He gets to ride it 4 times, right? Rider switch. Boom. But we had Mickey's Not So Scary that night.
Oh.
And so I pushed the whole family, including the 2-month-old, to be at Magic Kingdom from 9 a.m. to midnight. That was a mistake.
Oh.
Everybody was crabby.
Yeah.
No one wanted to.
No midday nap.
Oh, no, it's just crying. Then Julie's like, see, this is why we should have. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, so that whole, if you're going to do a party at night, don't worry about the virtual queue. Stay, you can't go, especially with a kid, with a 2-month-old, you can't. Besides that, we nailed it. We crushed the whole trip. It was a lot of fun. And now the beignet review, because I know that's all people really cared about.
Dude, I thought you weren't going to bring it up.
Yeah, I was like, is he not going to talk about this?
You had me on my edge of my seat. You had me on the edge of the seat. I was like,
He keeps talking about dumb stuff. Don't care. Don't care.
I want to know about the corn dog pickle.
The what now?
Did you?
No.
I want a corn dog pickle review.
no, beignet.
No,
wanna hear about
beignet review.
Beignet first.
So the ghoulish beignets were what was the special treat in the Scat Cafe instead of the regular beignets. They were amazing. They were really, really good. They were dense. They were thick.
Yeah.
So like, and you could only order 3 of them at a time. You couldn't order like just a single one if you were like, so there were, and of course, like we got beignets like almost every day. So like I could feel my shirts getting tighter as the trip went on. Like I could feel it. I was like, this is not good or normal. Have some self-control.
Isn't it hard to not get the powder on your like shirt too? You're
Yeah, it is.
like,
I never ate one
And
with
then you're
the
like,
shirt on.
eh,
Never.
you
No. Shirt came off. Shirt was on to purchase. Shirt came off to eat. Undershirt the whole time. But also like it wasn't the same as the powdered sugar, because it was like, it had like a
Oh, these
frosting.
are the special ones.
Right. So
Ah.
so the ghoulish beignets that had
Okay.
like a Oreo type, powder on there.
Yeah.
That was a little bit more sticky. So you didn't have to worry about the powdered sugar getting everywhere. But they're very good. And if you're going to try them, I don't know, you probably have like one more week. But otherwise, I'm sure they'll be there next year. But they were very good. And I did go on Living with the Land.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And
You enjoyed
sucked.
it.
No, it sucks.
Come
It's so
on.
bad. And you know what I thought of? I thought of Ross when he brought up how there's never shrimp in the shrimp. Yeah, there was like one. I literally took a video of it. There was
I've
one.
always
through
one.
12 tanks. I'm like, what? They're like,
How is
all
it you
these
see
shrimp are
one?
you? There's always only one. They're never filled with shrimp.
I always see like 5 or 6 in every tube.
No,
Yeah.
no, not even close. And it's just like, oh, I was like, oh, well, apparently a lot of guests eating shrimp this week because there ain't none in here.
food and wine festival.
You know what they need?
Yeah.
They need to bring a mantis shrimp in.
Yes.
I said, if they really want to make it farm to table, show me the slaughterhouse. Have the cows hanging from there. Okay. You want me to enjoy this ride? Show me the real. Oh, you just want to show me that there are plants here that
And you
use
gave
in the
me crap
salads that
last
no one
week.
eats.
Hey, you paid attention.
Ooh.
You gave me
Yeah.
crap last week about wanting to change Star Wars into, like at the end, you just you blow up the planet, and then it kind of resets for the next day.
Well,
And
you
here
said
you're talking
explode
about,
the land.
hanging cows and pigs, and
Is that not part of what we eat, Martin?
it is. But
When I
I'm
go
thinking about
and enjoy.
traumatizing children. Which one's more traumatizing?
That's slightly
Well,
traumatizing. To
I
a
thought this
4-year-old.
was a ride where we're learning things. Living with the land is a ride about growing and having a better understanding of the food we eat and where it comes from.
Maybe they're
There-
vegetarian.
there's fish there.
Yeah, there's one
That's
shrimp.
hilarious.
There's one shrimp. There's 150 fish. There's one.
There are a
shrimp.
lot of fish. There are a lot of fish here. I'll give you that. But I went on the ride. It was dumb. I also hate the fact that now it might be better at night. I've never gone at night because I don't want to go on it at all. But when you come out of the dark area and it's so bright on top of it, I'm just like, God, because get me back in the darkness. If anything, I'm supposed to be napping right now. I'm supposed to nap. Sun's beating down on me. Wasn't a huge fan. Sorry, didn't change my
Yeah.
opinion on things.
fine, it's
Besides
still
that,
wrong.
on water.
besides that, the one of the best moments of the trip was on Jordy's birthday. He said that he wanted we had it planned to go to Epcot because he loved Epcot. Okay. And then halfway through our day at Epcot, he goes, I want to go on Slinky Dog Dash and see Fantasmic. And we're like, those aren't in this park, buddy.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, come on. Like, I'm going to do everything in my power, right? It's my kid. It's his birthday. We're at Disney World. We got it done. We got there. We went on Slinky Dog Dash at 8:58. We got done at like 9:10
and
with-
ran the Fantastic.
with a baby strapped to myself. We're excuse me, getting to Fantasmic. We got to Fantasmic in time. We made it work. He had a good birthday. Successful trip. We did it.
Nice.
and
I
Thank
have
you.
one question.
and
Yes.
and you didn't have to see Fantasmic by yourself, and you didn't force the family.
That's right. That's right. Fantasmic's great though. Everyone
Your
should
son
go.
did.
What's your question, Martin?
Did you ever unpack?
Well, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
The-
mean, am I
the
the only one
second
that
we found out
doesn't
that we're
unpack for
staying
these
there?
trips?
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Martin.
I
Are
live out
you
of a
going with
suitcase.
laundry law here? Because like laundry law,
Do
you
you
have
not
7
hang
to
up-
10 business days to put your clothes away by the time they go through the dryer.
Do you
it's
not
like-
hang up your shirts when you get to the hotel, Martin?
No, typically not. I will
What?
take out the shirt the morning of,
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Steam
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa!
you know,
Oh,
and be good to go.
not good to go.
No,
Very much not good to go. Mm-mm.
I'm with Martin on this one.
no.
See?
Okay. Just because you guys shared a room together does not mean that you have to like agree with them on every single point.
No,
That's insanity.
I'm with Josh on this.
Thank
I
you,
get
Will.
in the hotel, I hang up shirts, and I put the shorts with the shirts, but that's my own OCD.
So, do you also like put your socks and your underwear in like the
A
drawers
drawer?
in the dresser or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Really? Wow.
Now I use packing cubes. Julia's turned
Uh-huh.
me on to the packing cubes. So I stuff everything and then I just throw the packing cube in the drawer. Right. So I don't like
That's
take
it.
all the underwear and the sock, it's just all in there. But I hang up my damn shirts, man.
Okay.
Come on.
You gotta hang up
Embrace
shirts.
the crease.
No.
No,
Well, I always take a portable steamer, so I don't have to do that. But like, I understand what.
Oh, I
Dan
know it
said.
was great. He was totally steaming my shirts. Didn't
As
have
you
to
were
ask
wearing 'em?
anything.
While wearing them.
I mean, I already had it out, so why not?
Okay, so this is a good segue, good transition. As I'm doing this, Ross is there in Illinois, and then you guys are in NYC, in New York for NYCC, and Martin, you and Dan got there on Thursday, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was-
we did the early bird flight in.
And you guys stayed together,
Yes.
Yeah.
and apparently that worked fine because there were plenty of hangars available. No one used them.
Yeah. Yes.
How was the trip?
Dan, you go first.
Good.
Well said. Well said, my friend.
Okay. I'm gonna start off.
Moment of the podcast.
I'm gonna start off by
Dan at the
you
plate.
gotta go back
And swing and a miss.
to
Oh.
Thursday.
I'm playing
morning.
wiffle.
You're going
And-
back to
and-
what?
You have to go back to Thursday morning. Okay.
No.
I get to
That's,
the
that's where we're
airport
on. That we're on Thursday. Yeah.
our flight was, I think, at like 6.
I know we're at the
6
airport at
a.m.
like 4 something in the morning.
Yeah, right. So I'm at the gate. It's like 20 minutes before we're boarding, 15, maybe even 10 minutes. I don't see Dan. He's nowhere to be found. I'm like, he has overslept, or I knew he was checking a bag, and I'm just like, please don't be like Hoboken, where
Good
he
point.
missed the
Good
first
point.
flight he was supposed to be on
Yeah.
and had to take a later one. So I'm texting him and I'm like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm on the People Mover," which not to be confused with the one in Magic
Good.
Kingdom.
The good
Yeah, this one is
Um,
not as fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as fun, but it moves you from one building to another. It's this little tram thing, and he finally makes it. We make the flight. We get to Newark Airport, and then we have two options. We can either take like $120 cab ride into the city,
Solid.
or we can each spend $12 on a train ticket.
But
I
we did
mean-
the most important thing of all before making that decision:
Oh yeah,
free airport beer.
yes. We
Ooh.
had airport beers.
Yeah.
We tried to chug them. Didn't quite go in our favor.
That was the infamous video that
Yeah,
everyone saw
yes.
of you guys.
Which
not,
one?
You guys not chugging beer. Now, this is a topic we should talk about, okay? Because a lot of people assume, because I'm from Wisconsin, and I mean, it's really the Midwest. Ross understands too, as a person who just like drinks all the time, that like we can just chug beer. I don't chug beer. I drink a lot of beer. I will out drink you. I'm not gonna chug though. So like
No.
if I did a chug video, I'll get there.
Sure.
But it's gonna take me a minute.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad about the fact that you didn't finish the chug.
They,
All right.
they supercharged the
Chug
CO2 on this
shaming
one.
should not be a thing.
Yeah.
100%.
Thank you,
Chug
Ross.
shaming.
100%.
Oh no, we were chug shamed.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Oh,
And I'm
you
calling
saw
them
it.
out.
Oh no,
I
you
didn't
didn't.
even see
You
it.
didn't see the real shaming that happened
Well, there
on the
was
con
more
floor.
than the internet response.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. There
Oh,
was in-person shaming.
That's
There is
really,
a
really
video.
bold.
There is a video somewhere. I would love to see it, but we haven't. Hasn't made it over to us yet.
No, that video, if it's the one I'm thinking of, will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
It'll just be thing of legend.
All right. So talk to me a little bit about the con. First of all, for people watching, if you don't understand like the Comic-Con conventions, this is the one in New York City, and that was where you guys were. It's a relatively big con, right? It's not
Yeah.
San Diego size, but it is bigger than most.
It's very close. Yeah, it's a good size. It's in the Javits Center, which is on the western side of the city. The building is awesome. The layout is great. The downside is I'm having trouble thinking of a downside right
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say it
There's
doesn't sound-
there's no cell service in the building.
Oh yeah.
Unless you have AT&T. And that's
Okay.
an unpaid sponsorship.
yeah. Cheers to that. Okay, so then you guys were there, and then will you join them what day?
Saturday morning because I had to work Thursday and Friday.
So one of the things that was big about this con was more pins, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So talk
Yeah.
to us about the pins, the pin game has obviously swept the nation in Roosevelt's nation of being the new big thing that everyone's collecting and being a part of. What did they do that was so special with pins there?
Well, there were 5 new spooky pins, which
Specific to Halloween.
specific to Halloween. So there was a
Okay.
new Reaper. There was a Reaper in a boat, a headless horseman in a taxi, the werewolf hot dog cart, the
Some
zombie.
of them being on Dan.
They're all from the shirt.
and what was the 5th one, Dan? I don't remember the 5th one.
It was the pizza
It's
rat.
a rat. And all of them are on Dan's shirt,
Dan's
which
shirt.
I am not going to say the name of the shirt.
Why not?
Because
I-
I'm creeping over here.
well, that's why.
Is there a
He doesn't
joke?
like it that I'm demure.
No.
I don't
It's-
understand.
it's the
We don't say it
quintessential-
right.
Nobody says it right. Everybody comes up with a bullshit, for lack of a better term, New York accent.
Cool. Now we'll have to mark this podcast as explicit. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding.
That's the one.
I
PG-13.
Creepy.
Okay, so you're mad that people were doing a New York accent? Is that the whole thing? You're doing
Yeah,
York.
but so
York.
it was brought to my attention, courtesy of Martin,
Come on,
that
man.
Dustin made everybody say it a certain way when they were calling for shirts in the booth.
I mean, I
Which-
get it,
which
and
that
also
was funny,
come on,
but-
you know,
When you hear it 100 times.
sure. At some point, you're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah, we all get it. But no, it was cool.
Now,
was
one
a
of
lot of
my
fun.
favorite images that I saw from you guys having fun at NYCC was a picture of Dan in a fighting pose, wearing a lanyard that had like what looked to be 1,000 of the same pin, and I see them on your desk, all of the Mike Tyson pins. First of all, can you show one? Are they movable without doing all of the? Okay, you hold that
now
up there.
they're off the lanyard now.
So this pin, and how many of these do you have?
Officially 42 now. I have a bunch inbound from other insiders.
He has a grand plan.
So
What's
this goes all the way back to San Diego.
what's the
And when
story?
pins were first announced, I'm like, cool. I go buy a bunch and I get, I don't know, like 20 Tysons. And I'm just like looking at HQ and I'm like, come on. What
Yeah,
did
what the
you
hell?
check the box?
Right.
Did you just go into the box of Tysons? And so that became a running joke that the pins were Mike Tyson's. So then, fast forward a little bit, between Martin and I, there are 2 pins that is just almost every packet feels like. It's the Mike Tyson and the Bloody Mary pin.
Yep.
Sure.
And so as soon as I had kind of gave a couple Tysons away after San Diego,
Give 'em
and
back.
then we get
Yeah.
well, no, we get into this pin trading event, and so this is the first time they dedicate tables and start doing special things with giveaways and all this. And I've got my lanyard, and I had pulled a bunch more Tysons with stuff that I had bought there that day. And so I started putting them. At one point, our friend Kevin got in late Thursday night and opened up a pin, and it was a Bloody Mary. And Dustin from HQ was just like, "Oh, that's Martin's favorite pin." So while we're in the hotel, I look at Martin. I'm like, "We need to troll Dustin.
Yeah.
Let's put all Bloody Mary pins on our lanyards." So we go in, and both of us are just loaded with Bloody Marys. And then throughout the day, I transition mine to Tyson, hand all the Bloody Marys over to Martin, and now both of us are on a mission to collect as many of these as we can from the crowd.
And are both of these of 1,000?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So because it's not like you have 42 of 100 Tyson pins. You have 42 of 1,000
Yeah.
Tyson pins.
Correct.
But you are making it a mission. Like I have seen when people say like, "Hey, I got these pins for PM," like immediately. Like,
There,
I saw one earlier of someone who had a pin that they were like, "I'll trade." Like I'm looking for these pins. Someone's like, "Oh, I'll give you this one." And Dan was like, "Here's an idea. Give me your Tyson. I'll give them a pin." A pin. I was like, my man is on a mission right now. He is.
oh,
not
there
going
there
to
is a
stop.
secret mission for why I'm collecting these things. But
Will it be revealed at some point? It doesn't have to be now, but will it be revealed?
Oh,
at
yeah.
some point?
it'll be revealed. It'll be revealed very publicly too. And we're all gonna laugh.
God, I can't wait.
But by the end of the night, I figured out I could take the one lanyard from here, and it had kind of a rectangular clip. And if I flip the other lanyards upside down and clip them on there, I started making kind of like a chainmail kilt looking thing going
Yeah.
down through, and
Perfect.
started loading them up with the Tysons. And I mean, this thing got kind of weighty.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, one pin, not that bad. 50 of them, pretty bad. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at that point, it was massive. Everybody was scrambling to find Tysons. Some people were going up and buying packs. As soon as they rip them and see a Tyson, it's like we're trading
I love
pins out
that.
right then and there. It was
I
great.
I
So much
absolutely
fun.
love that. So overall, how was the con for you three? Well, I'll start with you.
For me, it's my home convention, and it's a convention, and it's a con that means a lot to me because 2 years prior to this year was the first time I found Roosevelt's at a convention. So it's awesome for me because it's home, it's convenient. It's one of the largest ones it is the largest one that I go to, and I've been going to it since 2017, 2018. So it's my longest running trek every year.
Nice, Daniel.
So it has a special place for me too, because it's the domino that started everything that led me to this group of friends. And so this was my first time going. And while it's not San Diego, it is awesome. Plus being there with like Will and Carlo and Tommy and Chris that are all locals who navigate us through local stuff when we're not at the con.
Mhm.
It was just amazing. And then so much stuff happened, and we had visits from people we knew, a lot of new people. I got great hugs from, so many people, healing energy. It was great.
Yeah.
And yeah, totally 11 out of 10. I'll do it every year.
I love it, Martin.
I mean, same sentiments as Dan. I actually went to NYCC last year, and that was I mean, technically, Dan and I went to, we've gone to San Diego a few times now. And, we saw the Roosevelt's booth, but we had gotten into like insiders and, into the culture after that. And NYCC was the first one that I really was like, hey, I know the brand's going to be there. I'm going to try and make it. I was able to score a Thursday badge last year, and it was like literally an 18-hour trip. I took a 5-hour bus ride there. I was there for 6 hours. I took another ride back. Um, and I told myself next year, 24, I'm doing the whole thing. I can't miss it. And between then and now, I've gone to a bunch of other conventions, uh, MegaCon, another San Diego, D23, and a few others. And this is actually the first show that I didn't cover the entire floor. Typically, I like to just wander around each aisle and see everything, but I felt myself drawn back to the booth because like I wanted to see who was there, not necessarily from the company, but like, all the friends that I've
Other
made in this
insiders, yeah.
community. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And, it just, I still felt so full that, I had a great show, even though I didn't get to see everything.
And to add on to what Martin was saying, like this is the first one I think I've been to where, from a Roosevelt's perspective, it wasn't just a booth that you bought stuff. Like
Right.
they had planned stuff all throughout the day that just kept you engaged between
Yep.
outpost and pin stuff and giveaways and
Yeah.
meet and greets.
Yeah.
That you never really made it that far away.
Yeah.
No.
And this was the last con of the year, right?
Yeah.
That they're going to be at. So it was kind of a season finale. per
Yeah.
So
se.
long, farewell, enjoy the winter, and
Yeah. Even
see
though
what the new calendar has to bring.
really it's what, three months.
Yeah,
Don't
because they start up in January again.
January they should.
So less than that. But well, I'm really happy that you guys had a good time, and that everyone had a good weekend, especially you, Ross. We were really worried that you wouldn't. So that was great. But NYCC was also the home con for a friend of ours, Aaron Leffler, and her and her dad Jim are just amazing people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that I brought this up, and I did talk to Jim about it beforehand, but Erin is actually an artist, so she is at a lot of the conventions, actually making art, drawing these characters and these illustrations, and you can buy them, and they're wonderful. And a lot of us got the image she drew of Steve at the Hoboken meetup that was the celebration of him. And she was diagnosed on May 11th of 2023 with Parkinson's. And according to Jim, she had been misdiagnosed 3 times before that, before she was correctly diagnosed. And she has been just on top of being an awesome person, which she is. She has taken that next step to, use her talents and her personality to, put herself out there, tell her story, and then, use that to hopefully get some money and some donations going to the Michael J. Fox Foundation to help combat this disease. And just learn about it is one of the big things that Jim said, because it's more than just the tremors. There's a lot that goes into it, and she is going through them. I know that at a con, she actually got to meet Michael J. Fox, and they had a really awesome moment together, which had to have been so freaking cool, man. Like just on a completely different level than what you and I would. But so we want to make sure to highlight that and let everyone out there know that we want to join Erin in her quest here, and we encourage all of you to donate to the Michael J. Fox Foundation. But I want to kind of get it started with a personal story that I did share on Insiders. But so if you guys don't know this about me, one, I freak out about like 90% of everything. But they came out with a pin, it's right there, of this is like a hops like with a bat. And this is featured on the Christian Yelich Kunu. Christian Yelich being a Milwaukee Brewer, it's like the closest and only thing that's going to tie into Wisconsin. Even the green and yellow floral is for Portland. It's not even for Green Bay. So, but I saw the pin and I was like, need immediate anxiety. It's like, I need it. And there was someone out there that was selling it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. But I need it. And so I ended up buying it. I was like, screw it. I'll figure that out. And then I get a message from our friend Jim. And he goes, hey, I got that pin for you. And I'm sending it your way. I'm like, of course you did, because you're great and you're wonderful. The crazy part is, and I got it on my hat here, is that pin, the numbers, so all the pins are numbered, right? So every single one of those pins behind Dan has a number on it. They're all numbered. And this one that he sent me, I don't know if it's going to focus there. It might not. You can kind of see it there. Is 22 out of 100. 22 being Christian Yelich's number. I mean, just insanity that's the one. And so I was like, well, I got this one from him. And I know that this is a pin that people want. And I want to, instead of getting money back on the one that I bought for me, I want to get money back on this to donate to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and then hope that other people will join in and do it. So the way that I'm doing this, though, is only in the comments on our video. So we're going to have a mini bidding war of who wants to bid the most for the pin, knowing that the funds are going to go. Obviously, if you don't care about the pin and you just have, $10 or something that you want to throw to and you want to be a part of a bigger pool, we will do that. But Jim is great. Erin's great. I love their cause, and I love what they're doing here. And so we're gonna have the money for this pin go in their name to the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
And Josh, on top of that, because Aaron and I were talking, and a buddy of mine has always kind of had this catchphrase of one thing, one day, one time, and you'll change the world. How about this? I'm going to match whatever comes in the comments for that. And if you're not going for the pin, let me know if you donated and I'll match that. There probably will be a ceiling somewhere. If we hit that, we just change the world. So
I love it.
Let's do it.
I love it. Anyone else want to add anything in regards to that? or the
Did
Lefflers?
well. The Lefflers are good people.
They're just great people. I actually got a chance to meet Aaron and Jim for the first time this past weekend, and they really are just such awesome people, and they're just so friendly and so personable, and it's terrible to see it happen to someone so young, and it's hard. Everything touches everybody in a different way, and it's just difficult to see, and you never really understand how far something can go for someone either. One little act of kindness sometimes, that's all it really takes.
Agreed. For the record, I'm going to start this at $75. So I felt like I should probably put a starting note. So there it is. Otherwise, I'm going to have someone be like, "I'll give $1 for it." We don't need like
what's
10,000 comments of people saying 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Let's try and get 2,200.
I'm not looking at a specific goal.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not saying we need to spend $5,000 on one specific item going to a good cause. I put it out there. We'll see where it goes. Whatever people think. And I also don't want it to be a situation where people feel like, well, I got outbid, so no, I'm not going to contribute. Like we'll do this. We'll have that part of it go till Thursday. If you guys are good with that, and then I'll put in the comments, and we'll also share on our Facebook page, Dapper Degens, which please make sure to follow. We need to get to 100 followers on that bitch so that we can go live. I was going to go live on Living with the Land so everyone could see and feel my misery.
And he couldn't.
I couldn't because Facebook's like, no, you're not popular enough. So we need to get some more people on there. Go follow the Facebook page. But and then after that, I'll say, like, if anyone else wants to donate to the cause, and then we'll pool the money together and we'll make that donation for them. Okay? All right. Awesome. This was great, guys. To end it, I think, Ross, we didn't really get to talk a whole lot about your weekend. So if there's anything you want to add now, go right ahead.
I'll be in Disney the next 3 weekends.
Perfect. Perfect.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, I might not have had fun, but when you guys are sitting at home for the rest of the month, all of November, I'm just going to be laughing in your faces. Just laughing and laughing and laughing. Well, good for you, bud. Good for you. I'm glad that you had to sit this one out so that you could go and have a lot of fun the rest of the month. Cheers to you, boys. I love all of you guys. Thank you to everyone that continues to listen and support us in this goofy little thing we do. And please, help our cause here for Aaron and Jim and the Lefflers. And make sure to comment below, even if you're not donating, just goofy things or questions you may have. And make sure to tune in next time because we are not done yet.